Hello students, in last video we studied mean median mode of ungrouped data. In this video we will study mean median mode of grouped data. In this we'll get two types, that is the first type, if variates x1, x2 right up to xn has frequency fn, then how can we find mean, median and mode? And second case, if frequencies are represented in the form of continuous and discontinuous, continuous and discontinuous, class intervals. And in this case we'll use three methods of finding mean, but for median we'll follow ogive, and for mode also we'll draw a histogram, and with the help of histogram we'll find mode. This is the syllabus of class 10. Though in higher classes, in class 11, you will find the formula for this also, for finding median and mode. Okay. Now let us start with mean. In this case, mean is equal to f1 x1, f2 x2 xn upon f1 plus f2 right up to fn. This is what we call direct method of finding mean. But if the values of variates and frequencies are larger, then we will use the shortcut method. In this case, that is, in this case mean will be is equal to assume mean plus sigma fd upon sigma f, where d is the deviation from assume mean. This will be more clear whenever we'll solve the questions accordingly. Okay. Now in the case of this type of question, how to find median? For median, we'll draw three columns. First one xi, then fi, and then cumulative frequency CF. And then after finding CF, which value will be the last value of CF, that will be equal to summation of all frequencies. Okay. And if this is coming even, as we have done in last video, we'll follow the same formula. If this is coming even, then median will be n by 2th observation plus n by 2 plus 1th observation upon 2, and if n is odd, in that case median will be n plus 1 upon 2th observation. This is for even and this is for odd. And then accordingly we'll find the median. From this column we'll see whichever is the value, and the row which corresponds the value will be taken from variates. Okay. In the same way, we can find lower quartile and upper quartile also. In lower quartile means 1/4 value. The same type of formula will be used, that is n plus 1 upon 4th observation in case of lower quartile. Okay. If this n is even, then lower quartile will be n by 4th observation. Okay. In the same way, but before finding lower quartile or median, we should arrange in ascending or descending order. In the same way, in case of upper quartile, this is 3 by 4 into n plus 1 and 3 by 4 into nth observation, in whether for odd or for even. Okay, and interquartile range is equal to upper quartile minus lower quartile. Okay, and that is interquartile range. But if the frequencies are given in the form of continuous and discontinuous class interval, then for finding mean we are using here three methods. First method, direct method. Second method, deviation method or shortcut method, and third method, step deviation method. Okay, now in this case sigma fx upon sigma f, where f frequencies and here variates, and this will multiply, each column will be added and that will be equated to mean. This is the direct method. And then for shortcut method, sigma fd upon sigma f, any variate will let here as assume mean. This is our choice, we can let anyone. Accordingly, we'll get the second term positive or negative. Okay, if we assume this larger number, this value will be negative so that the mean can be balanced. If we let this the smaller number, this value will be positive so that mean can be balanced. This will be clear whenever we'll do the questions. Okay, and this is called shortcut method. And third one, finding step deviation, again assume mean plus sigma fu upon sigma f into c, where c is the width of class interval. If this method will be used if width of class interval is same for all the rows, and here u is equal to xi minus this width and d upon c. Okay, and that is, you can write here u is equal to xi minus a upon c. Okay, this is actually previously we were using direct method, and then as we are getting the x and f being larger, we are corresponding to shortcut method, and if for more and more larger number, we are selecting this step deviation method for finding mean. Now I am going to do all types of questions so that each topics will be more and more clear. Now questions. I will try to solve all possible types of questions from this topic in this video, because this is very important topic and the students are getting at least 2 questions in board examination. I am going to start with very basic question, that is, the marks obtained by 30 students in a class assessment of 5 subjects is given below. Here this is the question, marks obtained by 30 students. One student got 0, 3, 1, 6, 2, 10 students got 3 marks, and 5 students got 4, and 5 students got 5 marks. And this way the total number of students. Now we have to calculate mean, median and mode. All these 3 measures of central tendency with the help of given data. Now first of all we'll start with mean. Now here these are the variates and these are the frequencies. each variates having different frequencies, and that is why we'll multiply f1 x1, f2 x2, f3 x3, f4 x4, f5 x5 and f6 x6, and we are getting this summation fx is equal to 90, and once we are adding we are getting this is 30, and we can apply simply direct method of finding mean here, sigma fx upon sigma f, that is mean is coming 3. Now for the second measure of central tendency, that is median, we'll write cumulative frequency. Okay, how can we find cumulative frequency? 1 will be written as it is, then this 1 will be added with 3, here 1 plus 3, we are getting 4, then 4 plus 6, here next 6, then 10, and then 10 plus 10, we are getting 20, and then 20 plus 5, 25, and 25 plus 5 is equal to 30. This is the cumulative frequency, and we already discussed that whatever the value is coming at last, this should be same as the summation of this frequency, and then only we can understand that our calculation is correct. And we can see this is 30, this is 30, and this 30 is even. And then for finding median, we will apply the even formula of finding median, that is n by 2th term plus n by 2 plus 1th term upon 2, and that is n by 2th means 15th term plus 16th term upon 2. Now here we can see that 10 will see this term from cumulative frequency will start, 10 to 20 is coming here in this one, 15th will be in this row, and that is why this value will be 3, and 16th term will also be here, this is also 3, and we are getting median 3. For finding mode, here in this type of data, we are just observing which value is the maximum. Now we can see that 10 students got 3 marks, and this value is the maximum, and that is we can write here as it is without using any formula. We can write directly mode is equal to 3, and this way we can see all these 3 measures are 3. This is all about this question. Now next question, the heights in nearest centimeter. We should follow while writing the answer. Nearest centimeter, that should be whole number of 60 students of certain school are given in the following frequency distribution table. The data are heights 151, 152, 153, 154, 155, 156 and 157 centimeter, and these many students, 6 students having this height, 4, 11, 9, 16, 12 and 2 students respectively getting these heights. Okay, now we have to find in this question median, lower quartile, upper quartile and interquartile range. In last question we have seen that how to find with this type of data mean, median and mode. Now this is lower quartile, upper quartile and interquartile range also there in your syllabus. Now see here, for median again we'll find cumulative frequency in the same way as we have done in last question. 6 plus 4, 10, then 10 plus 11, 21, 21 plus 9, 30, 30 plus this, 46, then 58, then 60. Again, in last row, we should see whether this is equal to the summation of frequency or not. though this summation of frequency is not required here because we'll not have to find out mean, but we can calculate just to tally this. Okay, whether our calculation is correct or not. Now since n is equal to 60 is even, then median is equal to, following the same formula, n by 2th term plus n by 2 plus 1th term upon 2, and that is n by 2th means 60 by 2, 30th term plus 31st term upon 2, and where is 30th term? We are looking here in this row. 30th term, cumulative frequency 30th means 154, and 31st means in this one, that is 155, then 154 plus 155 upon 2, 154.5. This is our median. For lower quartile, this is 1/4 of this nth term, and that is 15th term. Again here we can see 15th term will be in this row, that is the lower quartile will be 153. In the same way, upper quartile, as we have seen the formula, 3 by 4 nth term, and that is 45th term. Here we are getting 45th means 30 to 46, means here this will be 155. Okay, we are using these 3 rows. This is for this lower quartile, then median, then upper quartile, and this way we are getting upper quartile 155. Now interquartile range is just the range. In this case we are subtracting the values getting after calculation of upper quartile and lower quartile, that is 155 minus 153, and this will be interquartile range, that is 2. And this is all about this question. Now next question. Now this is the question of the type where frequency distribution is given in times of classes, whether continuous class interval or discontinuous class interval. Then we can use, as we already dictated when discussing about the questions, that we can use 3 types of methods: direct method, deviation or shortcut method, and step deviation method. Okay, if in examination you are not given that by which method find mean, then you are free to use any method. But if this is mentioned that find mean by step deviation method or find mean by shortcut method, then you are bound to use that method. None of the marks will be given, and that is why read the questions carefully. In that question, just see which method they are asking, because ultimately we will get the answer same in all the methods. But if the method is mentioned, then we use that specific method. Though I have taken this question, and with the help of this question I used all the 3 methods, and you can see how this is being differentiated. This will be very much helpful for you to differentiate between the methods also. Okay, now you see here, taking first direct method, 84 to 90, 90 to 96, 96 to 102, 102 to 104, and 108 to 114. First of all, we find class mark. I am writing here in each column, in each row, I. Ith corresponds the number of rows. Suppose here there are 5 rows, then this value will be 5. And you should make this habit to write so that you will be benefited in higher classes whenever you will use this type of formula. Summation of this Fi xi, I is equal to, you can write here 1 to 5. If you are not writing, that is also okay. Now for direct method, first of all find class mark. You can see class mark is required here, and Fi xi, because the formula is sigma Fi xi upon sigma Fi, then multiplication of these class mark. How we can find class mark? 84 plus 90 upon 2, 90 plus 96 upon 2, 96 plus 102 upon 2, in the same way rest of the 2. And this way we are getting, this is class mark, multiplication of this with Fi, we are getting 696, 11, 16, 14, 85, 10, 50 and 555. After adding we are getting 4902. This is sigma Fi xi, and then mean by direct method is equal to sigma Fi xi upon sigma Fi, and then we can divide this. This is 98.04. This is simple method, and we can say this is direct method. And if in your question it is mentioned that find mean using shortcut method or deviation method, then this line is not required. For that you can take here di, that is assume mean. Now as far as we are concerned about assume mean, since this is assumed, you are free to assume any as mean. Here 87, 93, 99, these are the class marks or variates you can say, and you are free to use anyone as assume mean. But this is customary to take middle one as the assume mean, because once you will take middle one, then half of the term will be cancelled with rest of the half of the term, and then the calculation will be easy. But if you want to take 87 as assume mean, then your value of this term will be accordingly 87, means that will be around 11.04 plus. But if you are taking 111 as assume mean, then this value will be in negative, and I think that will be around 12 to 13, so that we can subtract from 111 to that value to get the corrected mean 98.04. Now how to apply this deviation? Suppose here in this question I assume here 99, then from each row here we are getting 87, means xi minus assume mean 87 minus 99, the sign negative or positive will be taken accordingly, and this is being minus 12. In the same way, this is 93 minus 99 minus 6, 99 minus 99 0, 105 minus 99 6, and this is 12. You can see half of the positive and half of the negative. Now here sigma Fi di means this column will be multiplied by this for shortcut method. Okay, then once you multiply you will get this value, and then after adding we are getting minus 48. If you are asked in question that find mean by shortcut method, then you will not write this column. You after these two columns you directly jump on these two columns, and then assume mean is equal to plus mean is equal to assume mean plus sigma Fi di upon sigma Fi. Substituting the value we are getting 98.04. This value will be subtracted. Okay. Now the third, that is step deviation method. Now in this method again xi minus assume mean, this we have got here, that is di, upon width of class interval. Here you can see width of class interval 90 minus 84, 96 minus 90, that is 6. Then we'll divide by 6. To each row we get minus 2 minus 1 0 1 2, and then multiply by Fi, we are getting these values, and after adding using the same way the sign convention will get minus 8, and then in this case the mean will be assume mean plus C. In some of the books this is written I for width of the class interval, that doesn't matter, or any other letter will be used in case of UI, but I am using here C and UI. Then C is the width of the class interval, that is 90 minus 84 6, and then multiplied by this minus 8 upon 50, and after calculating we are again getting 98.04. and you can see that by all the methods we are getting 98.04. This is all about these three methods. Now you can use according to the questions whichever the asked. Now next question. Find the value of P for the following distribution whose mean is 10. In this question we are given mean and variates are 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15 and 20. Frequencies are 4, 4, 5, P, 7, 3, 2 and 1 respectively, in which one frequency is not given. Okay, and with the help of this we have to find out the value of P. Now how can we find? Again, since we are not given that which method we have to apply, and that is why we can apply any method. In this question I am applying direct method, simply multiplication of this, and we are getting the value 214 plus 9P. Okay, and here 21 plus P. Now mean by direct method sigma Fi xi upon sigma Fi. After substituting, since 10 is given, by cross multiplication 210 plus 10P is equal to 214 plus 9P, and transpose 9P on here and 210 on this side, we can get P is equal to 4, and this is the answer. Now next question. The mean of following distribution is given in this question 50. If sum of the frequencies also given, means this frequencies is given, find the values of F1 and F2. In this question two frequencies not given. Okay, this is different type of question, and again in this question method is not mentioned, that is why we can use any method. I am using again direct method. Now multiplying this 170, 30 F1, 50, 1600, 70 F2 and 1710. After adding we are getting here 3480 plus 30 F1 plus 70 F2. Okay, now here we are given sum of the frequencies. I have written here 17 plus F1 plus 32 plus F2 plus 19 is equal to 120. This is given, and transposing on that side we are getting one equation in terms of F1 and F2, that is F1 plus F2 is equal to 52, because two variables are given, and that is why two equations required for solving. As we know the concept of simultaneous linear equation, as the number of variables, the number of equations required. For the second equation, we use the formula mean is equal to sigma fx upon sigma f, and then writing this value sigma fx upon sigma f is given 120 summation of all frequencies, and mean is also given. By cross multiply and then transposing we are getting another equation, that is 3f1 plus 7f2 is equal to 252, and with the help of these two equations multiply this by 3, we are getting 3f1 plus 3f2 is equal to 156. This is simple simultaneous linear equation, and then cancelling this by subtraction, this is cancelled, and we are getting 4f2 is equal to 96, or f2 is equal to 24. Now substituting this 24 in any one of these equation, we are getting f1 is equal to 28, and this is all about this topic. Now in next video you will find how to find median, lower quartile, upper quartile, interquartile range, and certain conditions with the help of ogive. Please subscribe the channel for the upcoming videos. Thank you.